So in today's video, I'm going to show you how these two tees are going to take the consistency of your ball striking to a level that you've never experienced before. So one of the most important skills that golfers need to master is that ability to set up to the ball, deliver the club, and hit the ball flush out the middle of the club face to give the best possible results for distance and accuracy. But all too often for golfers, they're hitting it out the toe, the heel, and it affects distance, but also, depending on the quality of the strike, can massively affect accuracy. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a really simple little drill using a couple of tees that you can place on the ground or push into the ground that's going to help you find the middle of the club more often and help you hit more high quality shots with your irons when the ball's on the ground. Now, obviously, I don't hit every shot out the middle of the club, far from it. But what you see with most golfers is they tend to have a pattern that they maybe either catch towards the toe or the heel, or worst case, you might be that golfer who just hits it all over the club face. So what we're going to do in today's video is you're going to pop the club down, and we're going to do it as practice swing first. You're going to pop the club down, and you put a tee in the ground just outside the club head, and you're also going to pop another one into the ground this side, but at a slight angle so that the shaft would miss the tee. Now, straight away, for a lot of golfers, be very, very nervous that there's definitely a chance I'm going to hit one of those tees. So what I would say is, do the full swing and see which one of those tees you would catch. Now for me, I got through the middle. I would say if I had a tendency, I would tend to probably clip the inside one because my miss hit tends to be towards the toe. So if you're working through the video with me, have a few goes and see if you consistently touch one of the tees. Now, once you've found out which tee you're touching, we're going to set that up again, but we're going to start off with just a small swing. So maybe waist height and through, and try and get that feel initially of missing the tee. And what we're controlling here is how far away or close to us the club head comes back. And it's really, really important skill. I know for some of you out there, you might say, I don't even make solid contact with the ball, as in I might hit the ground first, I might hit halfway up the ball, or I might top it. Well, if that's the case, that might be a low point control. So I will pop a video up in the corner about that. But you're going to do some little half swings, get in that club, passing through the tees, and once you can do a pretty consistent level of ability with that, we're going to put the ball there, just do that little swing, and we can see there, I hit the inside one. And we can see on TrackMan, strike out the toe, and like I said, for me, that would be very, very typical of my poor strike. So, it's not the best of signs when straight away there, I couldn't do that on the little half swing. So we're going to set that up again. We can see I was very, very comfortable with it with no ball. So we're going to set up again. That felt good. Missed both tees. And we can see, if not flushed out the middle, very, very solid. So we want you to get to a point where you could do, let's say, at least 3 consecutive ones of that little half swing, missing the tee. Then we want to build the practice swing a bit longer. So maybe what would feel almost half to 3/4 length backswing, straight through. Again, if you're somebody that catches the tee, you spend longer on the practice swings and then building up to it. So then we're going to set up 3/4 backswing, get the club passing through the middle. Felt good. We can see there, nice solid contact. And it does make a massive difference, particularly, maybe the guy who hits it towards the toe, it's not too bad because all you tend to do there is lose distance. But if you're a golfer who gets it kind of out the heel, maybe even the odd one off the hosel, that's a very, very destructive shot. Not just as a one-off, but mentally can be really, really destructive. So again, you want to go whatever number you've set yourself of consecutive shots, you want to run through it again. So if you're going 3 on the run, you want to get there, 3/4 backswing. Now, the tee came out the ground there. Don't think I actually touched the tee, but because my mat is wood underneath, I think that just bounced a little bit, because even the tee to the toe moved a little bit. So we're going to set that up again. I'm going to say that was okay. So we're going to set up, get those tees in place again, and now work up to the full swing. And all I would say is if you go tiny swing's good, 3/4 swing isn't as good, you're going to go back to some half swings, just get those going, maybe raise the number of consecutive ones you have to do, and gradually build up to that full swing. That was great through the middle. Definitely see, because I'm using big tall tees here, there's not quite as much of them in the ground, so there is a little bit of movement when I touch the mat. Okay, so practice swing every single time I'm getting through that gate. Now on the full swing, can I get that to pass through the gate and find the middle of the club face? It was maybe just a little bit thin and a tad towards the heel, but still kind of in that safe zone of near the middle of the club face. Now, it's funny, and I think everybody will be a little bit different with what they feel about this drill. So comment below how you are, but I'm not really bothered at all about that outside one. I never really get the club moving that way, away from my body to get one off the hosel. But the toey strike for me, even though the ball's in the middle of those two tees, that one feels like it's much more of a possibility I'm going to make contact with it. So let's go again. Nice full swing, miss both tees. Let's get that strike going. Again, felt solid, missed both tees. Still a smidge towards the heel. So I'm not flushing it doing this, but that would still give me a really good percentage of my distance and get it out there. So that's definitely going that way a little bit. So I'm definitely, even though I'm hyper aware of that, I'm obviously getting a little bit closer to that outside tee to make sure I miss that inside tee. So one more go, miss both tees, let's get one flush out the middle. So definitely just touch the inside tee. And we see there, just a little bit out the toe. Still not anything that's gonna absolutely destroy my shot. But you can definitely see by having those two tees in the ground, just outside the width of the club head, it's really giving you a very tight gate that you've got to learn how you're gonna control where the bottom of the arc travels through. And obviously, if you can then get that skill better, you're going to get nearer the middle of the club face. Now, unless you're playing blades, you won't need to hit it flush out the middle every time. But a little bit toe or heel, with most of the irons on the market now, is going to give you a really good distance, decent accuracy as long as you've delivered the club face in the right place, and really help your ball striking get elevated to a whole new level.